Good morning, everybody. It's good evening here. If I do break up, Trish, give me a wave. So if I start to static out, okay? You can hear me okay? Okay. Well, when Trish said to me to have a little chat for a few minutes about what I could, potentially share with you all, I thought I'd take some time to reflect on what I've done in business. And I've been in business for myself for 30 years now. I run a settlement property conveyancing business, and it doesn't really matter what business you're in, apart from actives, or we're all in together. Business, really is the same. And basically, until you know what your primary aim in life is, that's where I'm going to sort of address my little chat today about, if we don't have, if we don't know what our primary aim is, our business can't really sort of come with us on the vehicle that we're in. So someone should be able to tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, Janine, what's your primary aim? And you should be able to say, my primary aim is blah, 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 in about 30 seconds. So if I was to ask you, could you answer that straight away? So it's a very hard thing to do unless you have actually instilled it into your sort of subconscious of what your primary aim is. Now, mine, in a very, very short spiel, is that my primary aim is to be happy from the time that I wake up to the time when I go back to bed. Happy from the inside, so I show my true happiness on the outside. If I can make other people feel happy about themselves, that inspires me, and that adds to my happiness. My life is full of abundance, love, peace and security. My life is fun. So that's exactly my aim. So someone taps me on the shoulder, I can say that without any hesitation, because I have literally been journaling my thoughts from a number of years. And what I wanted to share with you is some of the things that I've done to help me program my subconscious. And one book that I was given, actually, it's called The E-Myth. Now, the E-Myth, whether anyone has heard about this, my mum and dad went to a real estate conference back in 1998, and they both were given a book. And that book, there was a spare one. So mum said to me, do you want this book? So I went, okay. So I had it since 1998, but I didn't start reading it till about 1990, when I first opened my conveyancing practice. So I read this book, and in the beginning of the book, it said, read this book and reread it and reread it and reread it. And so that's what I did. I've probably read it 20 times. So then what happened after that? Or actually what I learned from that, I should say, is one of the main things is about the E-Myth stands for entrepreneur. And entrepreneur is, we all have these visions of having our, can you excuse me for a little moment? I've just gone very, very hot. I need to take my jacket off. The entrepreneur is, it's within inside all of us. And the entrepreneur is basically anyone who thinks they can run their own business. You don't have to work for anyone else. I can earn all the money. I can have holidays when I want. I can have other people do all the work. And that's pretty much far from the truth, because deep down, I have been an entrepreneur, I think from a very young girl. And I thought I'd open my business, but all I've ever done is work, literally 50 to 60 hours a week. With very little holidays and a lot of hard work. But the entrepreneur talks about being the technician, about all the doing, the manager, but also having that entrepreneur and waking up with that entrepreneurial vision. And without having a primary aim, the business or any business that we do doesn't work, because we need to know basically who you are. And because that's what's going to drive your business. I've taken some notes down that I am going to probably put on, send over to Trish a bit later on. And this is about how you write your primary aim. And some of the questions you need to really ask yourself, and I've asked myself many times. I think I've rewritten my primary aim, probably 10 times. And basically a question is, what do I wish my life to look like? How do I wish my life to be on a day-to-day basis? What would I like to be able to say that I truly know about my life? How would I like to be with other people in my life? With other people in my life, friends in my life, business associates, customers, my community? How would I like people to think about me? What would I be doing 2 years from now, 10 years from now, and 20 years from now, and when my life comes to a close? What specifically would I like to learn during my life, spiritually, physically, financially, intellectually, and about relationships? How much money will I need to do the things that I wish to do? And when will I need to have it by? So having a date on everything is very important. So when you write your primary aim, basically how I did start way back 20 or 30 years ago, I would write down everything that I wanted. I want. But then you have to change it into the present tense and say I have and I am and it's now. So I can see over the time when I've gone and revisited my aim, I can see that I was writing, I want to be this, I want to be that. But now when I look back at it, I am this, I am that, I have this. So I could see how my journaling has changed. So with the E-Myth book, what happened was I ended up then finding out that, you know, he brought another book out, Awakening the Entrepreneur Within, and then the E-Myth Manager, and then the Financial Advisor. So what I've done over time is just read all these systems, and basically it goes on to say, it's based on the McDonald's franchise prototype, where McDonald's, you know, all they do is make a hamburger and a milkshake. And, you know, I could come to, say, Arizona to McDonald's and get the same cheeseburger meal deal as up the road here in Forest Lakes, Thornley. And what McDonald's have done is done a simple process that if you follow a process, and that's the same in what I've done in my conveyancing practice, when every client comes in, I have a checklist and, you know, they have a welcome call and a this and a thank you letter and a document and a one-on-one, and then congratulations, your property's settled. And over the years, people have come back to me time and time again, because it's not how much it cost them, it's what the experience they had. And that's what McDonald's has actually done. People are buying the experience of getting the same cheeseburger here or Hong Kong or wherever. And that's what the E-Myth principles are all about, having the processes. So having said that, I was going to share with you also quickly that not only have I done lots of journaling over the years, actually getting the books out today, I was having a look at the dates, and it's 2005 and then 2013, what I was writing, and I can see times where I was healing and stuff like that. And there was some words in there, but then the words became positive. And one thing that I have always done as well is cut little pictures out wherever I, you know, just as saying to Trish earlier, this picture of Bora Bora came in the mail back in 2011, and I still have it. And what I do is, I mean, this one came in the newspaper on Saturday, actually, refresh your look on life. Now, that in itself is just cut it out, put it aside. When I was going through my cuttings tonight, can you believe I found frankincense boswellia? Now, who would have thought that I would be having a product years after I cut this out with boswellia in it? So anyway, this is just the power of the mind, that all these little bits and pieces have gone into my subconscious mind somewhere like a computer program, I suppose. And, you know, I've just got to access that data. It's all in there. It's just got to come out. And just clean the computer and hard drive sometimes. But, you know, sometimes we do get viruses also in our computers that can corrupt our little state of minds. So one other thing is with my visual diaries, I mean, this one here, that's the cover page. I've got so much like, all my diaries start off with a primary aim. Back here, 2002. Oh, 2002. My aim is to be happy from the time when I wake up till I go back to bed. Every day is a gift, and I can't wait to start each day with enthusiasm and excitement. That's what I wrote back then. And then, you know, we have another one that we've done. I must admit, I did lose the very first one that I ever made. I left it in an office somewhere, and the removalist took it away. So I'm spewing that I lost my very first one. Another one here. And in the diaries, you know, I've been cutting out pictures and dating it. And it's so important to put the date that you put it in there. And then if you want to achieve something, the date that you want to really achieve it by. One really good thing about this diary here, is it this one? Anyway, I can't quite remember. But your diary can't always just be like financial and materialistic things. It's nice, you know, I put a thing in there, I want a BMW. And I got one now, I don't have one. But anyway, I mean, that's just materialistic stuff. But what it's all about is having that balance in your visual diary as well, with your career, finance, your personal development. Personal development is probably one of my favourite things. In my writings, I write in there that I want to be a personal development teacher one day. Suppose I am, to myself. And what's the saying? The teacher appears when the student's ready to learn, all those things. And they're all sort of like in my little hard drive there. Breaking up your health, your family, your relationships, your social life, attitude and stuff. And if there's anyone ever seen the Wheel of Life, okay, this is a wheel. And if you can imagine, there's like little dots from 1 to 10 in each category. And if you were to give yourself a score, say in your social life, out of 1 to 10, my social life at the moment is probably about a 3. Okay, my career is probably, well, within, you know, normal conventional business, I would only rate that at about, it's a 1. It's like, it's just sort of not going that well, but sort of hard. Finances are mediocre. So if you were to connect all the dots, and where have we heard connecting those dots before? Recently in the Unbroken video. And if you were to connect the dots, how balanced is your wheel of life? So it's important to make sure you spend each category, you know, sort of equal amounts of times, because that's when we're going to roll like the wheel of a car a lot better than a bumpy wheel. So that I can also provide to Trish for you all, if you like. This one here is my latest one. And I've just got so many things in there about my health and well-being. Because I hadn't been well, I collected these pictures along the way, and all of a sudden it just became a story of me getting better, really. So this is my latest and greatest. There's a little bit here about time to change, 2019. Are you ready? You know, it's little things that I found along the way. And yeah, really, I just wanted to share all that with you. This is a little affirmation that just popped up as or fell out of one of the books. I gladly give away that which I no longer need in preparation for I gladly give away that which I no longer need in preparation for getting all that I want. So that was just coming up tonight, and also sharing who I really am with others thrills my heart. The mystery of me unfolds in new ways every day. So these little things, I hope they're inspiring you. And this is the latest, the last one I had. This one was all really based on career. But then when I looked back on my writings back from 2006, when I wrote about what I wanted my conventional business to look like, I was reading it today and I thought, gee, you know, what I wrote really has come true. Because I write, I mean, I could read it out loud, but I mean, it was so true, saying that I treat every customer like $1 million customer. You know, it doesn't matter whether they're buying a piece of land for $50,000, $100,000 or $1 million. I treat every customer as if they're $1 million customer. Like I sit there, and that I sit there just for them, and nothing else exists. So I wrote that in my writings, and I've never actually had to advertise in my conventional business, because all my work has been is referred and on a repeat basis. And now if you can have a business where people can refer because, one, they trust you, you have a good service, which I think I do, and what we have at Actives is a good product, people are just going to refer if you can portray what it is that you've got to share with them. So I could really talk all night, but I won't. But that is all my take on what I've been doing over the past few years.
Janine, you're amazing. You really have been preparing your whole life for this, and
Well,
it's so time for you to step into this. You just stepped into your first role as personal development leader. So good job. That was amazing.
So if you would like a couple of notes, I can get them to you.
Please.
But I'm happy to share other things that I've done. I mean, this is a whole day's training type thing, you know.
Right? You're ready for anything that's given to you.
But I mean, we've got lots of training coming up, you know, but it's all about the subconscious. What I've actually put into me, I'm hoping will obviously come to fruition. And it's a little bit like an iceberg, you know, and when you're on the ocean, you see the iceberg tipping out of the top of the water. That's like our conscious mind. But little do we think there's a big iceberg underneath the water, and that's our subconscious. So that's a bit of an analogy on the mind. And yeah, I'm always working on balance. Don't get me wrong, I'm far from got it, but these things make us aware that we have to sort of work in lots of, you know, little bit in every area for it all to come together so we can roll smoothly.
It's a life process. I don't think we ever stop. As I talk to the Bob Proctors and the Mel Robbins and the people that are at the top of their game, it would seem, they're still doing those things each day. They're still meditating. They're still writing their statements. They're still doing the things that it takes. So please, yes, send us on the WhatsApp Rev the wheel, and send us the steps to writing your aim. You don't have to do it tonight. She stays up very late for these. It's 10:30 her time. And yeah, get some sleep. But when you wake up, we'd love to have it later on in our day. So everyone watch for that. I'll post this recording, and we hope to hear more from you soon, Janine. That was so fun and so amazing. She's a wealth of knowledge. So
I don't even know what I said. That was fun. I really and I did go over.
No, it's anyway, fine. You're fine.
Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and I'll catch you all soon.
Perfect. Happy Wednesday, everyone.